Good morning, everyone. I would like to start out by saying this is your boy Raven. I'm apologizing for yesterday. I had to work kind of early in the morning. I did not get up in time. I had just enough time to brew 1 cup of tea, get it thrown down my throat, get dressed, and get out the door. That was it. That's all the time I had. Couldn't do this in that space of time, so... Oh, I also had time enough to just get that message out. So, if you were following me on Twitter, which I'm going to put the name down here, that's what happened. By the way, my Twitter handle is also in the link in the description below, along with many other social media sites that I'm currently on, and you can come talk to me, hang out with me, do whatever you like. But this morning, I decided I'm going to make up for it. So this video may be a little bit longer. I'm going to tell you what you're going to look forward to for your Friday. I will be doing one tomorrow as well. I'm going to try to get these videos out before 11 a.m. I know some of you may be heading out the door before these videos get to you. For that, I apologize. Anyway. Let's say we get right down to it. Okay, so the pregame's already done, and I almost messed up again. So who is our guide for this journey? Yggdrasil. Alright. That looks good. Yggdrasil is a very, very strong tree. Now, there's debate over whether it's an ash tree or a yew tree. Lots and lots of debate over that. I'm not going to get into that. Not today. Probably not ever. I don't know. It's a tree and it's there, and I'm good with that. So let's see what having Yggdrasil does for us today. Oh, what is it? The last page? It is the last page. Okay. Thank you, by the way. Alright, so here you are. You are part of the tree of life. You belong. You are part of something bigger than you realize. You deserve a wonderful life. Your destiny is both fated and shaped by your will. Be present and be grounded. I am now holding up, sending through, being with, sending forth, connected to everything. I am life. That's it. The tree of life, and it is strong. So we're also coming from a position of strength. It is, while its uppermost branches are up in the air, it still has roots and it's grounded down below. That is something that we need to keep in mind, because I have a feeling we're about to go on a heck of a journey with this reading today. Okay, let's get down to it. So, what can we look forward to today? We've already got one card here, an 8 of Swords. Here we are, and we got 8 of Swords. So this is for the mind. We've got Death, and we've got Judgment. That's kind of interesting. 2 court cards coming up on the body portion of things. I don't necessarily believe that this is a death of the body or anything of the sort, but what I am looking at is that again, with this 8 of Swords, if you look at the card close up, this is the Magician's hand being held by another. And the Magician, we know, is a very powerful being. He's master of everything in his realm. Himself, his environment, the things he does, the things he thinks, the things he speaks, his breath, all of it. But now that's being kind of it's a bit of a restriction. It's not a terrible restriction. This is one where if the magician were to turn his hand sideways and do that, it slips right out. Very simple. So the grip that seems fairly tight, it really isn't. Naturally, we're seeing death and judgment here. With the death card and the judgment card, we can both see the same crown there. So we are going to experience the end of something, and we are going to be reflecting on it. And this is very important because you need to be able to really use a little discernment in your life. So you may have a relationship end and you may have to think about why it ended. This could be anywhere from you having to realize that someone in your life is very toxic and they're holding you back. You may need to reflect on that and end that relationship. And that's what this body spread is looking at for me. So for the mind, we're going with a King of Swords, an Ace of Coins, and of course the Fool. So with our minds, we're actually looking at, I am looking at the start of a journey, and that's where that Fool comes into play. But I'm also looking at us using our intelligence today. The King of Swords is a very, very highly intelligent being, and no one really wants to mess with him. He is respected. And today in your mind, that's what you're looking at. So for this signifying intellect to come up today in the mind spread is super interesting to me, because that Ace of Coins means that there's a new opportunity. So we are starting something and pointing at, coming right across from that death card. That makes it even better, because now we're starting to plant our roots just like Yggdrasil. I mean, look at it, it's a straight line. We have the tree of life, we have death, so the ending of something, but now we have a beginning here in the mind, and things are starting to take root, which means you're going to take to me it means you're going to take a grounded approach. The Fool is the Fool's a little naive. The Fool has a lot of pie in the sky thinking, but that may not necessarily be a bad thing, because that's what starts the spark of fire and passion. And yes, he is seeking attention or food. It's getting close to that time for him. About 30 more minutes, huh, buddy? Yeah. So, my opinion of the Fool in this spread is hold on to the dream. The dream is great because you're gonna see that potential, which is what that Fool represents. But you're gonna take a grounded approach here. Use your brain. You're gonna be fine. And then finally, for the spirit phase of this, what do we got? Got a 7 of Coins. We've got an Ace of Swords, and we have the Sun. So I can kind of see a happy ending to this. And the 7 of Coins, that one looks like very, very rooted strength, which makes me happy. That makes me very happy. Ace of Swords is also something that I've seen before. We are going to be using some logic there. This is also a manifestation of your power, so don't write that off. And with that, with this, we're looking at 2 vines kind of going up that lattice work here. What that symbolizes to me is risk and reward. It also symbols ascension, so you will be moving up. And of course with that Sun card, and I'm surprised at the amount of court cards that have come out today, you will have some solutions. This is a card where you're going to have hope for today. And I just want to kind of go off on a little bit of a tangent, if you will indulge me. There are people who see this. I've just shown you this is a message of hope. This is a message of clarity. This is you being in your own power, you being in your own truth. We're not beating the dead horse of you got to leave all the pain from your past behind. Take that which will benefit you and move forward. You've already moved forward. If you've taken the advice so far, you've moved forward. And despite there not being a reading yesterday, you decided to just take what was said from before and continue moving, which would have been the advice I'd given you anyway. But there are people who, they see stuff like this and they think you're wrong, and I'm wrong for giving you this message and you're wrong for taking it. This is a message of hope, and we're wrong for even discussing it. Let that sink in. Okay, so what does the universe have for us today? That's kind of what interests me most, I think. And for body, we have baby steps. Yeah, no kidding. Go with your gut. You know, before it even makes sense. If your gut tells you this person is toxic, cut them out of your life, they're holding you back. Yeah, use your brain, but at the same time, you know, if your gut's telling you something, you might want to think about why. So for the mind, here we are. I'm sorry. It says defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. Okay, but roots have been very important in this spread so far. So I'm not getting the sense that you need to completely uproot your life. Setting down roots is a good thing. You can't have roots and wings at the same time. But you may need to go to people you didn't listen to before. Let them know you were wrong. It happens. We're human beings, right? We fuck up. That happens. There's nothing wrong with it unless you just continue to do it and you've learned nothing from it. So you may have to make that right. And for the spirit perspective, there are going to be things about whatever this is that's coming. Your perspective is going to give you the hope when you zoom out and you find some common ground. What's that common denominator in your life? And what this card shows you is our planet set against a backdrop like that. But the first thing out of the gate, it says none of this matters. So it's interesting it's good to kind of like take a step back and say what story does this tell? Because this card is not going to be the focal point. This card's not going to be the focal point. This card's not going to be the focal point. This card does not become the entire thing. Look, you step back and you say, what story does this tell? That's how we get where we're getting. And I'll be getting to the final parts of this after I do the last bits, which are the runes. And what do they have to tell us? What are our secrets? We have Kenaz. We have Yera. I'm already liking where this is going. And we have Laguz. Now, I know for a fact Kenaz is the lighted torch, which when the sun's out, you really don't need a torch, but this, for the body, it seems like it's kind of a dark place. So maybe you need a torch, maybe you need to get out of that cave to see the sun. Your hard work will pay off. That was Yera. Laguz, on the other hand, is the one that still not all that familiar with. I know it has to mean water. It has to do something to do with water, because I'm thinking, if memory serves me correctly, yes. Okay, so do not push forward. Do not force the issue. There is a time and place for everything. Allow things to come to you now. Be refreshed by a slower pace. Allow yourself to dream. Remember that Fool card again. Use your imagination more fully. But now, listen to what the poem says below it. I float upon the waters, supported, and I feel the ripples of everything. I ripple back to everything, and there is more. I flow closer, I float deeper, and it is all beautiful and wise. I am Laguz. So, remember when I said we got the perspective card? None of this matters. Just zoom out, find some common ground here. Let's go with the whole. I think Laguz kind of points to that. Yera is also pointing toward the I'm sorry card. Kanaz is pointing toward those baby steps. So maybe we got to take in the dark while we're holding the torch. So let's break it down. So today, what you're looking at is you are looking at a relationship ended. Now this could be the end of a job. Maybe you're resigning today. Maybe you're being let go. Don't worry about that. Do what you can. Maybe this might even be a friendship. Not even kidding you. A friendship that's become toxic. The person, you really didn't understand that this person was being toxic until now. You're going to have to correct that. You're going to have to get rid of that toxicity somehow. It could mean talking to that person, cutting them off entirely, or just distancing yourself from them for a while. And guess what? That perspective card is everything. It's telling you, take a step back, which you may need to do. For the mind, definitely use your brain. Think about what you've done and what you're about to do. Make amends with anybody that you need to, or that you desire to. Anything that may benefit you today. Get ready to plant those seeds and watch them grow, and dare to dream a little. Take a grounded approach, but dream. Don't dismiss your own thoughts out of hand, because that hard work is going to pay off. Now, keep in mind, you're going to need some perspective. You're going to be evaluating risks and rewards, but this new opportunity will eventually pay off. And you will see everything that there is, but just don't force it. Let it happen. Have some patience. Go with that flow. We're feeling a flow today, and I say once you tap into it, just go with it. Don't question it. Feel it. Roll with it. That's all I have for you for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for understanding what happened yesterday, and just know that I love you guys. And as always, shine on. Frog spirit. Oh, hi. I didn't even draw our spirit animal today, and it is a frog. Clear out the clutter. Life itself is going to guide you, people. I royally screwed that one up, did I not? Went through a whole reading. Didn't even pull our spirit animal, which is a frog. Ribbit. Alright, get out of here. Go. It's over. Go.